Hi everybody, this is Joe Schuler from 18 Stripes, and we're going to do something new. We're going to do a little bit of a video breakdown of the end of Notre Dame's immensely satisfying win at Syracuse on Saturday. And oftentimes in college basketball, it's the little things, whether it's coaching decisions or player smarts or player effort that really win a tight ball game. And there were examples of all three kind of at the end of this game that we want to take a look at. But we also talk on 18 Stripes a lot about kind of pick and roll or ball screen coverage. And I think there were some good examples of that and how Notre Dame mixed things up at the end to really help kind of pull that victory out while shorthanded. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to start with a possession. This is right after Gebben made a nice putback to get the Irish up 3 for the first time. And you're going to see Syracuse kind of very wisely go to their bread and butter play, which is a 1-5 screen and roll for Battle, their best player. And if we roll this forward a little bit, you're going to see right away it's actually a pretty good screen on Rex, right? That even though it's pretty high, we're almost 30 feet above 30 feet from the rim. The big man's got his foot above Rex. He's basically got him trapped in that screen. Now, a lot of times we'll talk about a hard hedge, a soft hedge, or blitzing. And what this is an example of a soft hedge, right? So a hard hedge, Gebben would be up here almost even with this guy. In a blitz, he would actually be attacking the ball handler. But in this case, he's staying low. He's going to let Battle come to him. And that's important because when you go low like this, your number one job as a defender, as the switching defender, is to make sure that ball goes sideline to sideline and not straight down the lane here. And that's exactly, unfortunately for the Irish, what happens here. So Gebben is playing that soft hedge. His job here, again, is to move Battle sideways. But you'll see right here, he gets his feet a little close together on the shuffle, and then his hips open, right? And once Gebben's hips are open, Battle basically has him. The kid has a lot of speed. He's a great player. Gets down the lane. DJ does come and rotate up, and he can't come up too early because otherwise the drop-off pass is there. He comes up and contests, but Battle makes a very nice floater to get the game back within 1 for Syracuse. So an example of kind of a soft hedge used against the ball screen there. So let's jump ahead quick. I want to jump now ahead to a little bit later possession. Now we're back to Burns has just hit the big free throws, and Syracuse has the ball, again, down 3. And what you're thinking here as a fan and probably as a coaching staff is anybody but Battle, right? And how do we get the ball out of his hands? So once again, Irish kind of read 1-5 ball screen here. Rex is feeling for it. Gebben is playing it a little bit higher, even though they're setting it a bit lower. And because, Notre Dame again in man-to-man as well, I think is worth noting. And so here we're giving them another man-to-man look. They had just been successful, and what they do is they run a wrinkle off it. They basically flip the screen. The first screen was designed for Battle to come down the lane. What's going to happen here is the big, as you're going to see, flips this screen, and boom, right here, now he's got both Rex and Gebben screened very, very easily. Battle just needs to cross over from left to right hand, get a good right hand dribble, and he's going to be in the lead. And they get this. They pay it off pretty well. The only thing I'll have you watch as we roll this forward, right here, this looks like it's going to be a really good basketball play for Syracuse. A legal play, a smart play. Both these guys are dead. But Rex feels it pretty quickly and tries to get under that screen, and watch what the screener does. I mean, that's basically a pulling guard in football. I mean, it's a nice move. That's a moving screen. Obviously didn't get whistled, although Jim Boeheim said we were too physical with them, so I'm sure that had something to do with it. But that doesn't get whistled, and Battle gets off a good 3. He knocks it in. Rex gets a contest there. I mean, he gets the contest, but Battle knocks down that 3 and gets the game tied with 50 seconds left. And so anybody but Battle, but hey, they got us there. And again, and man, let's skip this. Nobody really wants to watch that possession. It wasn't that great because I want to get down to this last possession. So here we are. We're in the last possession of the game. Irish again in man. Here's Gebben coming up, getting ready for that 1-5 ball screen. There's about 4 seconds left, though, so Syracuse wisely decides in a tie game that they want to run it down and make sure they don't give the Irish a chance for another shot. Both teams have timeouts here. Neither really rely on them, but that's okay. We're going to play it out. And what I want to do, there's a little subtle thing I want you to watch here. You got Battle with the ball. I want you to watch this official right there. Right about here. That official steps back. And he's telling Bray to sit down, get back. And we can argue whether or not officials should be bothering to do that, but it seems to be a point of emphasis. But Bray is clearly shouting something to his team at this point. Now look what happens as that guy starts to step back. TJ's going to start communicating. Rex is going to start communicating. I want you to watch what happens. TJ comes off his man. Burnsy comes back down. Look at what we're in. Bray switched the defense mid-possession. So 17 seconds left in the game, 13 in the shot clock. Bray takes us out of man and decides to give Syracuse a different look at the last second. And so now what happens, you'll watch, I'll roll it forward a little bit, watch Burns and and Marty are communicating those kind of movements and switch. Now the ball screen comes up, and because Gebben has the middle in the 2-3, he's responsible for kind of shading to that screener. Now that guy's not a shooter, so we don't have to come out on him. So Gebben takes a pretty kind of standard help position against that. But look at TJ. In the man, he was very responsible for the outside shooter there. But in the zone, he's actually responsible for making sure Battle can't get that straight line drive to the rim. Once again, they get a pretty decent screen on Rex, not as good as the previous. But look, it's a totally different look. Battle is expecting Martinez to be right here, but he's not. Gebben's actually playing soft because the different look is coming from TJ actually stepping into that. And now I know that, again, we heard some Boeheim complaints about contact, but I want you to watch what happens with the ball here. Battle actually takes a look at TJ and ends up losing the ball off of his thigh. So totally clean look, but a very, very different defensive idea from the Irish, just switching it up, making that subtle adjustment that creates the turnover. Now look at this. This is also really interesting. So we've talked about coaching decisions. Now let's talk about player smarts. 0.87 seconds when Gebben secures the ball. Look at what's happening. Immediately, TJ is off like a shot. And Syracuse is struggling to kind of come back with that. Now here we are. It was 0.87 when Gebben caught it. Ball's out of his hands in a half a second. Gebben makes a literal split-second decision to get that ball ahead, get it into the front court. In a tie game, that's exactly the right thing to do. Good things can happen with that ball ahead in the front court. And then here we go with the Miles Boykin catch. Good work, TJ. TJ goes up, makes that Boykin-style grab, and now I want you to look out. I pointed this on Twitter. 1, 2, 3, 4 Syracuse guys ahead of Rex Pfluger. But look at the athletic position, right? Look at these two guys running straight up, kind of jogging it in. Look at where Pfluger is. He's in a dead sprint as soon as he sees what's going on. He knows he wants to be part of this last play, and that's the kind of effort. So here we had coaching decision, smarts. Now here comes the effort, right? So Rex, just in a dead run, is going to get that ball. Again, I wonder how Boeheim felt about the contact on that layup. We could ask him potentially, if anyone has press credentials. Here we got, one guy trying to contest the layup, the other guy going out and trying to get the rim slap. Again, look at these two guys straight up while Pfluger is here. Now, I want you to particularly key in on this Syracuse guy right here because he's about to have an oh crap moment right about there. Oh crap, I'm about to lose the game. And Rex goes and makes the finish. Really, really great by Rex. One other fun little thing, you talk about, coaching decisions and player smarts and effort. There also has to be a little bit of enthusiasm and love for your team that goes into these kinds of wins. And I want you to watch longtime announcer Jack Nolan. He's sitting right here, and on Twitter he said he had to stand up because Bray was in his way, and I totally can see that now that I look at the tape. But I don't think Bray was in his way for the size of this fist pump coming up right there. Yep, Jack, we all felt it too. Really good call, really great win by the Irish, and a really great example of how Notre Dame's good coaching, good smarts, and good effort led to a great victory on the road.